First up, we head to Dallas, Texas for a civil hearing. 33-year-old Amanda Stiles and her ex-husband Ryan Parnell are in a child custody dispute. Parnell's attorney, Lacey Kimball, has filed several motions with the court, which include a request that Stiles take a drug test. Today, both parties appear remotely before Judge Drew Tenike to review the motions. Stiles appears without an attorney.
Good morning. How are you all?
Morning, how are you?
Morning.
Go ahead, Ms. Kimball.
A custody evaluation was completed, and so we have filed a motion for drug screening and a motion for a psychological exam based upon that custody evaluation recommendations.
Blah, 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 blah.
Stop talking.
Things get off to a rocky start.
You'll be able to respond in just a second. Ms. Kimball, you can go ahead and finish, and then Ms. Stiles, you'll have an opportunity to respond in just a minute.
The judge remains calm as Kimball continues.
We also had sent discovery out as laid out in our motion sometime back. We ultimately never got a response.
We got plenty of responses. Objection.
Hold on, wait a second. Ms. Stiles, you just need to object, and then let me know what your objection is. Don't yell at her.
Objection to hearsay.
Hold on.
Judge Tenike presses the mute button on Stiles, allowing Kimball to speak without interruption.
And then we have an order to compel Ms. Stiles to provide dates for a deposition.
All right, so Ms. Stiles, I'm sending you a prompt to unmute. If you just unmute yourself, you can respond.
Despite her disruptive behavior, the judge moves forward, attempting to get Stiles' responses to the 4 motions in question.
Do you have an objection to taking a drug test?
I use marijuana daily. All day, every day.
Okay.
So I'm glad to take the drug
Stop.
test.
Stop.
Okay, go. It's going to be on his expense,
Stop.
but
Stop. I'm pretty low key. We're in court. You need to be respectful. Just say Judge Tenike. Okay, it's pretty easy. So you use marijuana all day, every day?
not really all day, every day, but I use it daily, if that helps you with your interpretations. Mr. Low-Key Honorable Judge Tenike.
I'm not interpreting. I just said what you said.
Okay.
What is your response to the request for a psychological evaluation?
Not doing it, and you cannot force me to do it. You cannot physically make me go and show up and partake in anything that I do not want to partake in. Yes or no? Do you agree or not agree?
You don't get to ask me questions right now. What's your response to their motion to compel?
Have you read their discovery?
Ma'am, you need to answer my question.
I answered your question.
All right.
By now, even this low-key judge seems to be losing patience.
So I'm going to warn you that it is completely inappropriate to swear like that in court.
Stiles then pushes her camera away.
You need to take yourself, you need to put yourself back on camera. I'm going to sanction you $100 for every time that you swear in court, because that's not appropriate. You just need to not do it.
Judge Tenike tries to get back on track.
In terms of the deposition dates, what's your response to that?
What dates?
Ms. Kimball, do you have proposed dates?
And whose expense? Mine? Because if it's mine, I'm not doing it. Sanction, give me $100 fee. Woo woo.
So I am finding you in direct contempt.
Okay, one fine.
Finding you $100.
Okay, make it two. Damn. I said 2 words.
Ma'am, I don't think you want to do this. I will, as I said, sanction you.
Please do.
Before ending the hearing, the judge tries to get a deposition date on the books.
Which of those dates works better for you, Ms. Stiles?
What time? Dumb. 3 contempts.
You're correct. That is 3.
Supposed to start at 9 a.m.
What date?
That question is to you. Never mind.
Said what
I'm
time?
not gonna let
Time,
you-
date? You know, these
I'm not
things.
gonna let you look. You don't get to do this for your own pocketbook. I'm muting you for. All right, I'm going to count that as another violation.
Stiles was held in contempt and ordered to pay $400 in fines. As for the child custody case, Stiles later relinquished her rights to the child, including any visitation rights, and the father, Ryan Parnell, has full custody. Next, we're in Austin, Texas for a bond hearing. 37-year-old Zan Anderson has been charged with resisting police transport and tampering with evidence, both misdemeanors. A day earlier, police say Anderson crashed a backyard cookout, brandished a knife, and stole food. The cookout host called police, who soon spotted Anderson and the food outside a nearby library. When they tried to cuff him, Anderson allegedly threw a glass pipe to the ground, breaking it. Then, when one of the officers tried to place Anderson in his patrol car, the defendant allegedly resisted by making his body dead weight. Officers eventually got him into the back seat and took him to the station where he was booked and charged.
Zan Anderson.
Today, Anderson appears without an attorney before Magistrate Judge Stephen Vigorito to learn if he'll make bond.
Mr. Anderson, you're charged with a Class A misdemeanor resisting arrest or search. Your bond amount's $100. You also have a third-degree felony tampering with physical evidence with a bond amount of $1,000. Total amount of your bond's $1,100.
That's all I need, please.
You're not going to get a personal bond because you're already out on bond on another case where you're on supervision and you've not reported to your supervision officer.
What?
You were released on a resisting arrest charge with one of the conditions was to report to your supervision officer, and that was closed out unsatisfactorily because you hadn't reported.
Sir, I've never met or heard of this officer. My lawyer has never told me about an officer I needed to go see. I've never heard of that. No one has ever told me to go see this officer.
That's not what our records reflect, but I tell you what, your attorney can come talk to me about it and I'll listen.
All I need you to do is get my bills and get out of here. You telling me I can't because I've never been to some place I've never heard of? That isn't fair. I mean, I've never heard of this officer. Where would I even go to see said officer?
Anderson seems to think he's being treated unfairly, but Judge Vigorito reminds him of their history together.
After you got out on a personal bond, you then arrested a month later on a criminal trespass charge, and I personally gave you another personal bond on that case, and now we're right back here for 2 more cases, and I'm not comfortable doing another personal bond on it.
That was so long ago. I never went back to that
So
property.
long ago as in 3 months ago?
Yes, and I never went back to that property.
Where this is now the 3rd rodeo right now, and you didn't follow the conditions of your release on the last 2 rodeos?
A piece of glass was broke, dude. That was all I was doing, was standing next to a piece of glass that broke. I didn't break no bond. I never met no officer.
You want a court-appointed lawyer to help you out?
Yeah, I want a lawyer and I want a PR bond, and that's
You're not getting a PR bond.
because why?
I just explained it.
Anderson continues to argue, but the judge has heard enough.
I'm not going to talk about it anymore, and I don't want you to make any more statements on your case. Talk to your lawyer about it.
Anderson never posted bond, but the resisting and tampering charges were later dropped, and the cookout hosts never pressed charges. He was later found guilty for his previous resisting arrest charge and sentenced to 45 days in the county jail. Next, we're in district court in El Paso, Texas for a virtual settlement hearing. 40-year-old Tony Orozco is facing a litany of charges, including burglary of a habitation, criminal mischief, and possession of a controlled substance. He could be facing as much as 22.5 years in prison and fines totaling up to $22,000. But as the hearing begins, Orozco, who is currently free on a personal recognizance bond, is nowhere to be found. So his attorney, Daniel Avalar, asks Judge Bonnie Ronhell if they can proceed without him.
May I move the court for a waiver of presence?
Sure, of course, of course.
Avalar's worked out a favorable deal with the prosecutor. If Orozco pleads guilty to felony drug possession, he'll get no further jail time. The state has also agreed to lower his felony burglary charge to misdemeanor trespassing and dismiss the criminal mischief case. Now, the max Orozco could get would be 6 months in jail and fines up to $2,000.
That sounds pretty sweet, Mr. Aguilar. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we're about there, Judge, yes.
You want another settlement conference in 30 days?
Would you mind?
No, of course. Of course, a settlement conference in 30 more days.
The judge schedules another hearing to finalize the deal. But a few minutes later, Orozco suddenly signs into the hearing.
Okay, Mr. Orozco, your attorney just took care of your case. You're a little bit late. The hearing was at 11 o'clock, so it's 11:20. Where were you?
Downloading all this stuff.
I'm sorry?
Downloading the app and doing all this email stuff. Looking for it in the.
Good idea to download it at 10 o'clock so you would be on time, Mr. Orozco? Wouldn't that have been a great idea?
It wasn't on my agenda at 10 o'clock.
Well, it better be your agenda. The next time you're late, you're going to jail, Mr. Orozco. Do you understand? So you better make your agenda to show up on time for court.
Well, I am showing up on time in court, not in Zoom.
Mr. Orozco.
On my other court.
Mr. Orozco, it's yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Avalar tries to steer his client into safer waters, but Judge Ronhell has already had enough of Orozco's behavior.
You're doing 3 days in jail, Mr. Orozco. 3 days in jail for your disrespect. I don't care where the heck you are. You're going to disrespect me. You're going to respect this system. You're going to jail for 3 days right now. Maybe that'll change your attitude a little bit, Mr. Orozco.
Attitude? I don't have an attitude.
Okay, sir. Think about it in jail. He's going to jail too. He has to turn himself in tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning for this disrespect.
But Orozco apparently doesn't have jail on his agenda either.
No, ma'am. Sorry.
Mr. Orozco, I don't think you understood what.
No. I'm just saying, I haven't even in my court. I'm sorry. I'm interested. Why?
It's 6
Okay,
days.
she's coming on me like this. No.
6 days in jail. You want to keep talking, Mr. Orozco, to make it longer?
Mr. Orozco, we got you a fantastic deal. I think there should be a certain level of respect right now, okay? With the court. She's not having it right now. I think he's off, Judge.
Wow, he left. I'm telling you, people think they can give me and disrespect me and give me crap because we're on Zoom? No way. No way.
Orozco did not turn himself in the next morning as ordered, so his personal recognizance bond was revoked and a warrant was issued for his arrest. 7 weeks later, at another virtual hearing, Orozco showed up on time, but it appeared that jail still wasn't on his agenda.
Sir, I'm going to ask you to turn yourself in again.
And I'm sorry, I have a job. I have responsibilities out here.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's easy for you to ask me to do that, but it's not easy for me to do that.
Okay, sir. We'll have to have you arrested, sir.
You know, this bench warrant is for no reason. It's your personal problem that I have to go to jail. Not because of anything. I didn't do anything.
Mr. Orozco, it's not going to go very well for you, sir.
8 months later, Orozco was arrested on a new drug possession charge. After spending a couple of months in jail and not displaying any issues, Judge Ronhell released him on a new personal recognizance bond with an order to attend drug treatment. Eventually, both drug charges were dismissed. And after the complainant in Orozco's burglary and criminal mischief cases stopped communicating with the district attorney's office, those charges were also dropped.
While you sit in jail, I hope you think of me, the girl that you called poor and uneducated. Because it's because of me you will be in prison for life.
Next, we're in Houston, Texas for a sentencing. 40-year-old Leon Jacob has been convicted of solicitation of capital murder. A year earlier, Jacob and his then-girlfriend, 48-year-old Valerie McDaniel, conspired to kill Valerie's ex-husband, Mac McDaniel, as well as Jacob's former girlfriend, 33-year-old Megan Veritas. The motive? According to prosecutors, Jacob and McDaniel wanted to eliminate Mac because of a child custody battle. As for Megan, she'd accused Jacob, and he'd subsequently been charged with, domestic violence and stalking, and he didn't want her testifying at a trial. The couple went so far as to hire a man they thought was a hitman for $20,000 to do the job. But the move backfired, and the man began working with the Houston PD instead, secretly recording Jacob talking about the proposed hit.
We're taking care of both problems.
What both problems?
Both of the individuals that we're talking about.
Now armed with enough evidence, police moved in.
Right now, we're going to reach your rights. Both of you have been arrested for solicitation of murder.
Put your palms together. Put your palms together.
Jacob was denied bond, but McDaniel was released on a $50,000 bond. Jacob pled not guilty and took his case to trial. But McDaniel didn't make it that far. Shortly after her arrest, she took her own life by jumping out of her 7th-story window. At Jacob's trial, Mota Aza, the man posing as the hitman, testified how his conversations with the defendant escalated from kidnapping to murder.
He actually wanted me to make her disappear.
When he said make her disappear, what did you take that to mean?
Basically he wanted her gone, like dead.
Jacob also took the stand and continued to maintain his innocence.
I never asked anybody to kill anybody. I never asked to have anybody hurt, killed, harmed, kidnapped. I never asked for anybody to be in any way physically hurt.
But during the state's cross-examination, prosecutor Samantha Knecht used Jacob's own words against him.
You kept saying on direct examination that you never used the words hurt or asked for anybody to be killed, correct?
Yes.
But that's not true, right? Because you told him snatch her, put her in a room, and tell her if she doesn't leave, I'm gonna kill her parents, right?
If that's what you say, I said.
Did you say it, Mr. Jacob?
Sure.
Did you say it?
Yes.
Did you not want anybody hurt when you said, inject her with potassium chloride, stop her heart, untraceable?
I said that was something you could do. I didn't say that for him to do that.
Did you recall telling the undercover officer, if those options don't work, I don't give a then you gotta do what you gotta do because my survival is more important?
Yes.
When both sides came to rest, it took a jury just 1 hour to return with a verdict. Guilty. Today, Jacob appears before Judge Jim Wallace to hear his sentence. Also appearing is Megan Veritas, the defendant's ex-girlfriend, and one of the intended victims, who reads a statement to the now convicted Jacob.
You convinced me to leave my life I had in Pittsburgh, and you convinced me it was awful. You manipulated me to leave my family and the life I had. I believe everything happens for a reason. While you sit in jail, I hope you think of me, the girl that you called poor and uneducated. Because it's because of me you will be in prison for life. I think some part of me always knew that you would try to hurt me and that you were always lying. You destroyed me financially and took away my sense of security, but you can do that no more. Enjoy life in prison.
Jacob was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. If he's granted release at that time, he would be 69 years old. Next, we're in El Paso, Texas for a virtual plea hearing. 27-year-old Javier Chavez has been charged with assault. A year earlier, Chavez got into an altercation with a family member. When he allegedly got physical, the police were called and he was arrested. At the time, Chavez was out on bond for 2 previous assault charges involving the same family member. Because of the latest charge, his bond was revoked and he was arrested. He soon pled guilty to the original charges and was sentenced to 365 days in jail for those crimes. Today, Chavez is a free man, having served his time for the 2 original charges. But he's still facing possible punishment for his latest assault charge. The judge is Bonnie Rangel.
What's the offer in this case, Mr. Martinez?
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. My computer's acting up. Just like 5 seconds here.
While prosecutor Evan Martinez deals with some computer issues, public defender Gabriel Bombara addresses the judge.
Your Honor, this is a case where there's no offer in case portal. I believe that they haven't been able to talk to the complaining witness in this case.
Hang on, Bombara, is that your baby? Or is that somebody else's?
Yes, Your Honor, she's in the other room.
That's okay. You want to put her in your arms and hold her?
Sure thing. I'll be right back.
Bombara steps away to retrieve his infant daughter.
That baby's in distress. Let him, oh, look at that face. Is it a little girl?
Little girl. Zia.
Please. You left her, you abandoned her. How dare you, Dad? Did you see her face? I know. Is she calm? Is she calm now, Mr. Bombada, or not yet? There she is. I think she's calm.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sir. So talk to me about this case.
What happened was this defendant apparently pled to a couple of assault family violences, and this one was already pending.
Oh.
And for some reason, this one wasn't taken care of. So in lieu of him pleading on those 2 cases, we'll dismiss this case.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Honor.
You see what the DBs did good this time.
There we go.
Chavez's case was dismissed, but the judge isn't ready to say goodbye to Zia.
Look at that face, Bombada. Look.
Oh, she's a very good baby.
How old is she, Mr. Bombada?
5 months.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know, you are so blessed. You are blessed.
Most definitely, Your Honor.
Bye, Mr. Bombada. Take care of your baby. Bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.